You want plenty of the cherry pie filling on top. Hi, I'm Hanbit, and I'm a pastry chef from Korea. Hi everybody, it's Hanbit here. 안녕하세요, 저 한빛입니다. In this tutorial, I will teach you how to make the most amazing New York cheesecake. Everybody loves New York cheesecake. You just can't go wrong with it. I mean, I love New York cheesecake, but I also love the Basque cheesecake. So if you want to find out more about how to make the Basque cheesecake, just take a look at the link. And before we start, I want to cover the different types of cheesecakes because there are so many out there. It's not comprehensive. I've left out German and Italian cheesecake and a few others, but I think it covers all the main ones. First is the baked cheesecake, where the most common type would be the New York cheesecake. You can either use a water bath or not when you bake them, but you're essentially baking them in the oven and hence baked cheesecakes. The second type is the burnt cheesecake, which would be the Basque cheesecake. You do bake it in the oven, but not only do you bake it at extremely high temperatures above 200 degrees Celsius, but because you bake it at such a high temperature, you're actually burning the top of the cake and hence burnt cheesecake. The third type is the souffle cheesecake, and the final type is the rare cheesecake. Now we'll look at the characteristics. The baked cheesecake or the New York cheesecake is characterized by its biscuit base. Not always, but usually you would have sour cream as an ingredient. Overall, the texture will be quite dense and heavy. With the Basque cheesecake, you'll have the caramelized top due to the high temperature. You would control the baking time so that you would burn the outside and keep the inside creamy and soft. The souffle cheesecake is super light and airy thanks to the meringue that goes in. The simplest of all would be the rare cheesecake, which is a no-bake cheesecake, and if you don't have an oven, this would be your best option. I'll go over the ingredients. I have my digestive biscuits and melted butter, so I'm going to make the biscuit base with those two. And the rest, I have cream cheese, cake flour, sugar, heavy cream, eggs, and sour cream. First of all, I'm going to make the biscuit base. I'm going to prepare the biscuit base by crushing the biscuits and mixing it with melted butter. But before I get on with it, I want to cover a few points. Firstly, you need all your ingredients today to be at room temperature, obviously apart from the melted butter. Secondly, it's about the baking style. Would you use a water bath or not? To be honest, that's completely up to you, but personally, I prefer a water bath because that ensures that you get a smooth, silky surface on the top. And finally, do you have to use sour cream as your ingredient? There are lots of recipes out there on New York cheesecakes, and some use sour cream, some don't. And personally, I prefer using sour cream because I think that acidity that you add in there really balances out the creaminess of the cream cheese. I've got my melted butter here. It only needs to be about 30 to 40 degrees Celsius. And I'm now going to crush my biscuits. You can crush it whichever way you want, but I usually crush it by putting it in a piping bag. Now here's my melted butter. And you just have to mix it well. Have you clicked like and subscribe? Now I need to prepare the pan and line this inside it. I've cut parchment papers into a circle and strips. I'm now going to line the inside. Time to add in my crushed biscuits. Now the tool I use here is a flat-bottomed glass, and I just have to press it down and give pressure so that it's smooth and even. Now that's an even bottom, and I'm now going to bake it in the oven. First, I'm going to smooth out the cream cheese using my spatula. Because I don't want to incorporate much air into this batter today, I'm going to alternate between my spatula and my whisk. But even when I'm using the whisk, I'm going to whisk it lightly. I'm going to add the sugar, but I'm not going to add all of it at once. I'm going to add half of it, mix it, then add the other half. And now the other half. now goes in the eggs. Again, just like sugar, I'm going to add half of it and then the other half. And now heavy cream. Now that's mixed really well, I'm going to sift in my cake flour. And finally the sour cream. Great, I'm now going to put this through a sieve to make a really smooth texture. Now I'm going to transfer the batter into the pan, but notice that I've wrapped my pan with aluminum foil. And the reason for doing this is because just in case water seeps in during the water bath. I'm just going to smooth out the surface using a spatula. You want a nice smooth surface for your cheesecake. Great, that looks perfect. Now this will go into a water bath into the oven. Right, that comes out nicely. Now here's a tip when you're slicing any type of cake. If you want a really nice clean cut, the best way is to actually dip your knife in hot water and then use that warmth to get a very clean cut. Wipe it clean for the next cut. Of course, I'm going to dip it in hot water, warm it up again, and slice it. And you'll get a nice clean cut. Look how clean it is. You want plenty of the cherry pie filling on top. Perfect, now it's time to try my delicious looking New York cheesecake. New York cheesecake, can't go wrong, trust me. Hope you've enjoyed this video on the New York cheesecake. It looks delicious and it tastes delicious. The Bain-Marie or the water bath can be a bit of an hassle, but overall it's not that difficult to make it. So please make it and enjoy it. I'll see you next time with another amazing recipe. Thank you very much. 감사합니다.
I don't know if you know yet. I've tried some time, and I'm dying to tell you.